A very warm welcome back to World of Warships. And yes, this is it really. If you watched the previous video, you know that I was working my way up towards the Baltimore. And here we are, Tier 8 American cruiser, non-premium. This is just the standard, well, fully upgraded really, in the most part. Baltimore, which is really the New Orleans with a few more bells and whistles. Most importantly, well, at least for me, there's a 10-second reload time. Fantastic. And the guns are the same. These are the same guns you'll get at Tier 8, Tier 9, and Tier 10. There's a little bit of a buff on things like the anti-air, and that's about it really. We still don't have access to something like the repair party consumable, which would be really lovely, especially as Tier 8. But if you think the New Orleans is good, and I love that ship, this ship is absolutely sublime. I'm really enjoying playing it. In fact, I've been playing it a huge amount recently. So much recently that I actually forgot to make videos or anything like that. I was just jumped into I jumped into the rank battles, which are now up, and I've got this thing up to level 15. So that's it. I can't really go any further in the rank battle. So I thought it would be a sort of a good opportunity to sort of say what I think about it so far. And then there'll be a video of me playing in a particularly interesting battle or something. After this little monologue. But yes, so what do we have on the ship? Well, first things first is just like the previous New Orleans, we have 3 main turrets here, having 3 guns on each, 203mm, firing at every 10 seconds, although that will decrease with certain skills. If at 99% your health is gone, I think you can get it down to 8 seconds with adrenaline rush on. You have six secondaries here, which are basically useless. They only have a 5 kilometer range. Yeah, they don't really come into effect. In fact, the only time I've seen them sort of do anything, just like on the other cruisers, is when a destroyer gets accidentally too close to you. But then if a destroyer gets too close to you, then these guns will sort them out. And actually, that's what it's for. This thing is fantastic at taking out enemy destroyers with access to things like the radar. Thank God, finally, radar here. Excellent. Love the radar. Really useful. It makes it competitive with things like the Cleveland and some of the premium ships as well. The only thing I'd say about the radar is be careful not to overthink what you're using it for, because I've seen a lot of cruisers take this radar, charge down an enemy destroyer, and basically get baited out in order for the sneaky ships that are perhaps not firing yet to then wait for you to come out, because you're following the destroyer with your radar, and then just obliterate you. So do bear in mind that radar is to be used and respected in a way that if you are, perhaps if a destroyer is trying to chase you down, it's within 9 kilometers of you, it's a good time to use it actually. But yes, this thing is a destroyer hunter, is very effective at that. However, it also holds its own against a huge amount of other ships as well. Just the other day in ranked battle, I was I charged a Tirpitz with this thing. I think RNG was on my side a bit, because I bounced basically every shot it sent me, and managed to chase it away. And this thing is our absolute fire-setting. Well, I was gonna say fire magnet. It's not, but it does set a huge amount of fires as well, especially with upgraded skills. You can see which skills I've got on here. But yeah, with Demolition Expert, you do have an extra 2% chance of setting a fire, which is really good. This thing will set huge amounts of fire, especially as you're firing every 10 seconds or so. It is 4 seconds higher than the comparative light cruiser, the Cleveland. However, what I'll say is the trade-off you get with the Cleveland is the fact that your penetration is much lower. So having the 203mm main battery does mean that not only are you good at setting fires, you fire very quickly, but also when you do the citadels, when you're fighting against that enemy battleship that's just angled itself all wrong, or when you're against a cruiser that's made themselves a perfect target, this thing will definitely punish them. So this thing is to be respected definitely when you're firing against. In fact, even when I'm against an enemy Baltimore, you do have to stop and think, right, I've probably got to handle the enemy with a little bit of respect and make sure that we're bow on, because if you give the side of your ship you will get citadel, because this thing is really made of citadels. It doesn't have the belt armor, I don't believe, that other US cruisers do have, which means you're particularly susceptible to firing from the side. So really that sharp nose on there, and to some extent the stern armor as well, might give you a little bit, is your strongest defense really. So kiting in this ship is well, a very, very popular way to play it, and to some extent I do the same. It's very much like the rest of the US cruisers. Get behind an island, hug it like nothing else, and then you'll do some crazy damage. Now, range on this is 15.8 kilometers, which is competitive to other ships of this tier, especially with things like the Cleveland, and when you're top tiered in this thing, then you'll have no problems. It does have a little bit of a disadvantage, especially when it comes to fighting against tier 9s and tier 10s, because obviously this is a tier 8, which means unfortunately you are subjected to the, well, like this, I'm lost for words, the devastating matchmaking that is tier 8, because you'll be up against tier 10s, you're up against tier 9s, and then suddenly you're against tier 6s, and then you start to think, what the hell am I doing? If you're in a tier 10 match, then you're going to be baited, you're going to be target number 1. And it seems to me that a lot of people misinterpret their priorities when you're in a tier 8, because you'll be in a game and there will be 6 ships targeting you suddenly, and everyone targets you down. You'll be sailing with perhaps a Tirpitz or another battleship, and in maybe a destroyer, another cruiser, tier 10 cruiser, and everyone will focus the tier 8 because they think it's their main priority. Now, to some extent that's not necessarily an incorrect assumption. I do have the same guns as my tier 9 and tier 10 brothers and cousins, but the realities are you have the limitation, which is tier 10. I can't heal myself, and I can't fire as fast as the Des Moines, and I don't have as many guns as the Buffalo. So often when you try to analyze which is your priority target, it should be the one that causes most threat to you. So if you're sailing with 2 battleships and then there's this thing, most of the time battleships will target you because you're a tier 8, especially if you're in a tier 9 or 10 match. Now, that's not the right thing to do, because what I can do is set fires. Tier 9, tier 10 armor, this thing's not going to do very well against. So all I can do is set fires, and fires are 100% repairable. If you're fighting against a British battleship, good luck burning him to death, because he will just magic his way a new ship whenever he wants, using the powers of well, the British Navy apparently, because they can unmelt and unburn things. So you do have the unfortunate you are in the unfortunate situation in tier 8 where people will just fire at you because you're a tier 8, and it's not really what you're supposed to do, because the realities are I'm not the priority target. A tier 8 is not the priority target unless it's a battleship or a destroyer. Tier 8 cruisers should be fighting other tier 8 cruisers and other tier 9 and 10 cruisers. If you're a battleship and you go for me instead of my neighbouring battleship, then you are grossly misinterpreting who can do the most damage to you, because I don't even have torpedoes. But anyway, so yes, that's the downside of being in this ship, because it's tier 8. However, other than that, I absolutely love it. If you can get a chance to get it, do try, because it is so much fun to play with. I've had so many good games out of this. Now, further to that, we've got rank battle. And rank battles are really, really enjoyable in the ship, because not only do you have to be tier 8 to get into it, but also you're matched against tier 8s. So it's the one time this thing is matched completely evenly, and you really do get a feel of what tier 8 could be. Because not only do you have to be a semi-competent player to be a tier 8, yes, there's luck involved, but the realities are, to stick with this game, you're going to get competent after a while. That's just how learning works. But also, you're only against ships that are comparable to you, so this thing really does hold its own, escorting other battleships, taking out the aircraft to make sure that you've got your friendly CV has got air dominance. and really just punishing destroyers and cruisers that get too close. That's what this thing is for. So, I think without further ado, it's about time we stop talking about it and really just get into a game where you can see what this thing can do. And I really hope you do watch the whole thing, because it'll be interesting. So thanks for listening to this little monologue. And yeah, we'll just jump straight into it. Right, so on the map, Estuary, and looks like a tier 8 match, which is nice actually. Being in a tier 8 does obviously mean we are matched between tier 8s, tier 7s, every odd tier 6. And of course, it could be even tier 8, 9 and 10, because it's 2 up and 2 below, I believe. And we are non-standard. It's not often I play with camouflages, but as ranked battle is finished, and look, I'm as far as I can get in ranked battle with a tier 8. Yes, we got to rank 15. It's not very difficult to do that, because you just can't lose your rank. So you just got to, you know, stick with it and eventually have some decent teams. I had some fantastic games in ranked, actually. I might do a video just on some of the compilation of some of the funnest moments in ranked. I had some really good teams, great communications between them. So yeah, I'll probably see if I can construct something like that. But it doesn't matter for the moment. For the moment, we're gonna meander down right here towards A, usually with a destroyer there is over there. That Liang. Do some spotting for us. This is quite a nice little gap we've got here. Now, nothing will be different in this gameplay. Compare it to the Baltimore, the Pensacola, even going back further, because the idea of this ship is you get yourself into a little place like this where you can shoot through and wait for the enemies to spawn or come towards us. However, it's not really great for the moment because we're too far back. We only have 15.8 kilometer range, and that's not really far enough. We shoot a destroyer from here, but nothing else. Now, we will be going for the burning tactics in this game, which means finding those battleships that dare to stretch too far, kiting them forward. And if you don't know what kiting is, it's basically when you a bit like a kite on a piece of string. Oh, look, he's 15.3 kilometers away. Kite on a piece of string. Oh, can't quite get the turrets to swing around. No, it'll be a dud shot if we shoot. Yes, we basically, like a kite on a piece of string, what we're going to try and do is force them to come towards us, and as they come towards us, overextend their range, especially if they're a battleship, and you're going to go broadside onto us. Let's see what those look like. Probably not enough lead. 2 things shooting us at the moment. It's always good to have that on. Yeah, there's the Dunkirk sailing straight towards us. So let's see if we can't just. They all missed. Whoa! Yeah, they are. There's those shots. Right, we're going to get ourselves into a little bit of cover, and we can start raining down some high explosive on him. 10 seconds between reloads, which is lovely, really. And a relatively good fire chance on this on these ships, or these shells rather. I have no idea where they were going to. I just blind fire rather than anything else. We're still being shot at by 2 things, so we pay a little bit of attention. Obviously, okay, cool. So now we're behind cover, nothing spotting us, so we can just bring the front of our ship round, wait for these turrets to come around. There's one fire, excellent. Let's get some more burning done. Now we do have a signal flag that will increase that. He's only gone and put it out. Oh dear. Let's see. Right. Let's see how many we can get going now, because every fire from now on was going to stick very nicely. Another fire. See if we can get 2 more. Hopefully he won't have fire extinguishing skills on. See if we can get these to burn as long as they can. Only 1 fire set at the moment, a little bit disappointing. Let's see if we can get a second one, just to whittle down that a little bit more. Just whittle down his health a little bit more. He's got a, looks like he's using his damage control a bit, his damage repair ability. Now, shouldn't do much. There's another fire set. Oh, and he's gone. Excellent, right, brilliant. 3 fires, just at the end there we got another fire set. Sean Horse is happily staying back there. But yes, you can see this thing already. 3 fires setting 20,000 damage, whittling away that battleship's health. He's done nothing to us so far. Don't want to overstretch ourselves. And yep, he's just coming into our range, so we're just going to do the same thing. And that is our New priority target. Priority target number 1 over there. 10.5 kilometers away. He's slowing right down. He's still speeding out of his smoke screen there. We might just get one off before he stops. He's going to go undetected pretty soon, but remember he's 11 kilometers away in front of us. And he's reversing into it. Let's see if those... Oh, yes, that was a mistake on his behalf rather. Excellent. So let's just push forwards a little bit. This team doesn't seem to be doing too badly at the moment, our team, and they are, well, they aren't doing great at all. It's really just making sure that we don't become an easy target for anything in front of us. I can't tell if he's moving. No, I think he's stopped. Right, so we can just about stop ourselves here. I don't want to run too close to that island. Oh, fire's already being set. Not by us, and he's put them out. Probably because there's more than one. Let's see if we can get some long-range fires set up on him. Really defending this flank. 2,000 more damage done, but still no fires set. And that thing over there, that Scharnhorst, really has just used his damage repair, or his repair ability. So this is prime opportunity, and we're about to run ourselves aground. So I'm an idiot. Wow. Let's just ignore that happened. And you can really see though the arc on this thing, even though we're right smack bang at the front of the had the front of the ship directly on an island, we still managed to lob shots over. So we can start trying to chase down this Scharnhorst a little bit now. But the thing is though, because this thing is a cruiser, it's very, very easy to take it out. It's really squishy when it comes to shells. You can't, just because you fire every 10 seconds, it does not mean you have immunity from being broadsided. This thing is easy to broadside. So let's give the Leon and the Massachusetts a bit of support over there. We do have an Edinburgh and a Nuremberg supporting us, so there's a massive amount of cruisers over this sort of area over here. B is that being lost by us? No, it looks like it's under contention for a cap. So we're going to sort of help chase down the Scharnhorst. Be careful of that Duke of York over there, which is running around the map border, doing nothing. So, you know, great for his team. So it's probably a good idea if we sort of just go left a bit towards B. Yeah, to help that Fiji out. Let's see if we'll send him the messages that we're going to help him. The Scharnhorst is over there. Hello, what have we just spotted? I don't know. But what we can do is try and get that sorted. That Bismarck's over there. Nothing's detecting us. Where are those shots going? Are they landing true? No fire. Sometimes you're lucky with those sort of ones when there's one fire, or one shell rather, and you seem to get a fire. Where's that Scharnhorst going? Because we can lob the shells over this, which is fantastic. Oh yeah, he's unluckily burning away. And that is bad news. Slow it down. Slow. Watch him as he just panic drops his torpedoes. Speed it up a little bit so he doesn't get good run off. And that might just be one. Yep, that's going to be one torpedo against us.
We're taking on water.
And slow it down a little bit more. Perfect. Right. There's the other panic drop. And you can see in front of us is a Leander. Now that Leander is going to have a little bit of a problem. Woo! Heart's going then! Heart was going then! Bloody hell. This thing is... Leander should be a relatively easy kill. Squishy as always. It's a British cruiser. It doesn't have particularly good torpedoes. I played the Leander. I know its strengths and weaknesses. A 5-ish kilometer. And there it is. Watch those torpedoes. This shouldn't be too bad as long as we play it a little bit safer. Hipper over there. We're just going to hug the island to make sure those torpedoes don't hit us. We do have the destroyer in front of us as well, just in case torpedoes come this way. We can use that sinking ship to our advantage. Unlucky Miss Leander, but facing up against this thing with the sort of These sort of guns firing that quickly, just no chance. That's okay, we can sort of ignore it for now. Ignore what's going on to our left. It's only in front of us there's any sort of issue. Those won't penetrate. No. A little bit of skimming damage. It's going to pull back just slightly. Make sure we don't give him the satisfaction of trying to set us on fire. No, he missed. Right. There you go. So, oh, excellent. I don't know. What the hell did we kill? I have no idea what we killed just then. Yeah. I might have to watch the replay of that because I have no idea what we killed. But we killed something, so that's brilliant. Okay, so we got the Bismarck on our left, the King George V on the hipper straight towards us, and that is a very dead Duke of York being shot by that Nuremberg. He should be right as long as he doesn't give him the satisfaction of broadsiding him. Cleveland and the Bismarck against a Nassau and a Fiji, so that's probably not a fair fight. Especially with the hipper and the King George going over there, and we don't like fair fights, but it's probably not a bad idea to see if we can help capture C first. In my quick reactions, I completely ignored it was there, so we're going to go into this cap. Let's see what we can do. 60 shots and only 46,000 damage. That's not great. Shame we haven't set more fires yet, but there's a King George V that's just dying to be burnt. I do enjoy burning British ships because it does serve them right, because all you get is those British battleships, just all they do is set fires. What's that? 15-kilometer hipper. That is too good a target to ignore. Gonna be targeting that our friendly destroyer, so let's see if we can't broadside him. Yep, not targeting us at the moment. It's pretty safe too. Now there's something going to be targeting us, so we're just gonna slow it down, bring the bow on. Don't forget that hipper does have torpedoes, so just play it a little bit safe. Got the capture, that's what we wanted. His angle's not too bad, but that's not great, to be honest. No citadels yet. Come on, we want those citadels. This thing can absolutely citadel. A crazy amount of damage done. Oh, is he going to be lucky? I think he's just going to get away with it. Unless we can get a couple of citadels here. No, of course not. Of course not. Use that Leon to our advantage. He's steaming straight away from us. There's no point firing anything other than high explosive against that King George V. Gonna push up a little bit to see if we can kill that hipper. Although if he's got any sense, he'll stay behind an island. No fires yet. You do have to be careful with fires, because you must remember that 100% of fire damage is repairable. And that hipper obviously wants to die. So let's slow it down. One citadel will be enough to kill him. Oh, he's just gone undetected. And we do have one fire against that King George V. See if that destroyer can go up and spot that hipper a little bit. That would be really good. And there it is. We do only have high explosive fired, but enough shots land, that might just be enough. Ah, come on. Someone's got to kill that thing. He's just on such low health, it'd be such a shame not to kill him. No, they didn't do too badly. Sorry, they did very badly. Slow this thing down. King George V is only 10 kilometers away, so we're going to line it up and see if we can just send some shots out. They might just hit an island. Yeah, then they'll be able to go over that. Oh, there he is. It's always hard. I always find it difficult to aim at battleships, because some of the battleships go really, really fast. And other ones, especially some of these British ones, actually, playing the British ones is sometimes absolutely, oh, it's miserable. Yeah, that thing's dead. We're going to go for the Cleveland. because the Cleveland's a slightly better target to go for with 4,000 health left. Of course, none of them hit. Where is he? Still playing it a little bit slow. Oh, there goes that cruiser. See, he's still never safe. 3,002. Is he hugging? I think he's hugging his mate. See if we can just about send those out. They're not bad with plunging fire. Oh, lucky thing. Lucky, lucky, lucky is what he is. Right, so we're just gonna... We're going to keep targeting that King George V. The Cleveland's going to die anyway. And fires are out in the King George V, so hopefully we can just about set... We might be able to set some more. Has no one killed him yet? Thank you. Oh, and that's it. Damn it. We didn't quite get the last kill. That's not too bad. I'm pretty pleased with that. And we'll have a whole load of modifiers on anyway. 7,350... experience, 1,472 free experience, and wow, third of a million credits. Yep, this ship is absolutely fantastic. Oh, it's so much fun. How much damage we do? Yep, there you can see how much damage we did to everything. And that last King George V, blimey, that thing we did quite a lot of damage to that. We did 42,000 spotting damage and 330,000 potential damage. I love potential damage. It's so fun, especially when you're playing with torpedoes, because your amount of potential damage is millions. It's like 2 million. You're like, I did 20,000, and it was one torpedo that hit. So yes, we yeah, we only shot 10 secondary values. So as I said at the beginning, secondaries on this pretty rubbish, nothing really. Oh look, and top of the team, excellent. That's what I like to see, top of the team in the Baltimore compared to everything else. Yes, this ship is absolutely amazing. It's just so much fun to play. You can play it really tactically, you can play it, at the end there we're sort of rushing, we're playing well, we're making sure that we're not putting ourselves into danger. I don't even know how much damage was done to us. Will this actually, I wonder if this will actually say how much damage was done to us, because I don't believe it was a lot. And yes, there you go. We see we have premium on at the moment. Yeah, see, we can see the service costs was 63,000, ammunition was 11,000, so it costs quite a lot to continue using this. But yes, this ship is fantastic. This game I really enjoyed playing. Actually, that was a fantastic game. This is the first one I played all day, so we had a whole load of bonuses there. But yes, I really hope you enjoyed this match, because it was really enjoyable for me. And I'll see you back in port. So welcome back to port, where we are with our glorious Baltimore. I really hope you enjoyed that match, because it was really just fun for me to play it. But there's not really much to say about this ship, other than what I've said already. It's definitely worth playing it, and it's definitely worth working your way up to. In fact, not only is this worth working your way up to, but it gives you a real taste of what Tier 9 and Tier 10 will be like. This is the first ship I've actually spent time grinding this amount of XP up. We're sort of working our way up on how much it's going to cost us, so I'm not in a real rush to get the Buffalo, because I don't think we'll be able to afford it. And it's just so enjoyable to play. I don't mind the fact it's going to cost me 165. Adding all our XP together, we're on 80,000, so we're halfway there. But I don't feel like I need to be halfway there, and I'm only 3/4 of the way, or I'm 90% of the way there, and thank God I can finally move off to the Buffalo. Because if you look at the Buffalo, it's just very similar to Baltimore, apart from you get one extra turret, and it suddenly takes you 13 seconds to shoot again, which is like a little step backwards. I mean, the extra DPS is great, it really is. And, the extra hit points is great. And it's only at the Des Moines where you start thinking, right, now this is a massive upgrade. Now, I haven't played the Buffalo, so I can't say that for sure. But the Baltimore is well, yeah, this will do. It holds its own in artillery. It holds its own in AA defense. It's maneuverable with the upgrades, and the range is perfectly fine. The guns on this is great, especially against cruisers. I'm just a bit sad that we didn't quite get to see it. It's great at shooting down destroyers. When that destroyer popped out, you could see he was like, "Oh shit, that's a Baltimore. This isn't good." He panic launches torpedoes, just the slim profile of this does mean that we only had one impact, and it took out quite a lot of our health, but with one more salvo, we'd be able to take him out quite easily. We didn't get, I don't think we got a kill on that, which is a bit of a shame, but it would have been good to, because, well, extra kill. But the upgrades you get as well, I haven't finished upgrading yet. It's because I'm not quite sure what to go with. Yeah, I mean, I didn't even show you what you could do with this. So you got things like main arm modification 1, you got damage control system 1, aim system modification 1, and damage control modification 2, which, by the way, I think is vital, especially when you're playing as things that are firing high explosive at you. And this one, you can either have target acquisition, concealment, or steering gear. Now, I'm not sure which one to do yet. Are these two? Just because of the way I play, I like concealment. As you can see, I like to be concealed. But there is something to be said about, having a 50% assured acquisition of ships, especially, and torpedoes, especially playing when you're hunting destroyers. So I haven't decided which one I want to go to yet, but there's no rush, you see. And, well, by the time I figure it out, I might have actually finished working my way up to the Buffalo. But, you live and learn. And in terms of the crew, the skill point of the command, you can see what I've got here. You're welcome to copy this if you want. I don't always suggest it. I like to have fun. I like to play around and redistribute things if I can. After I've learned how to play it. But yes, this ship, my God, I really enjoy it. And I loved my tier 8 Edinburgh. I got to the tier 8 in the Edinburgh, and I thought it was all right. I played it. It was fun, but I always felt like I was being outranked and out-tiered. And this doesn't give me that sort of feeling. This gives me the feeling of just that I'm holding my own, that I'm not a destroyer with slightly bigger guns, but in fact I am in a category of my own. I'm a heavy cruiser. I'm good against destroyers, I'm good against battleships, and I'm good against cruisers. And if that's the kind of gameplay you want, this is it. The only thing I haven't got that I'd really like is the damage repair ability, because after that one torpedo, it'd be really good if we could repair something. But alas, we can't. So you've got to play this a little bit more tactically. And if that's the kind of ship you fancy playing, grind up this tier, because why not? It's not bad at all. You have the honor of playing things like the St. Louis and the Omaha, two of my favorite ships. Then you get the options of this, the light cruisers down here, or you can continue to the Pensacola, which is great at tier 6, New Orleans. I love that ship. The Baltimore, which I'm on now, and I can't wait for the Buffalo. And the Des Moines is just going to be amazing when we get there, because everyone knows what the Des Moines is like. So it'll be a bit sad when we finish doing that, but it doesn't matter. This is where we're at the moment. So thank you for enduring, I think, 2 major monologues if you've got to this point. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to check out this game, and especially this cruiser line. And so thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.